Sally's dead! Sally! Sally was one of my best ones. Man, I really gotta do my homework on my Pokemon, like... Hey, the name's Cruel. That's King Rob Rule. Pokemon is considered an easy game. Some people consider it to be too easy. Some people have gone as far as to make their own rules, so as to make the game more challenging. One of these rule sets is known as the Nuzlocke Challenge. You may be wondering, what is a Nuzlocke Challenge? Is it even worth doing? Well, luckily for you, I've done my own Nuzlocke Challenge on Twitch, linked to my channel in the description below. So I can give you my 100% honest opinion about the Nuzlocke Challenge. Let's dive right into it. According to Bulbapedia, a Nuzlocke Challenge is a set of self-imposed rules that promotes using Pokemon the player may not normally choose and strengthening closer bonds with the player's Pokemon. The name Nuzlocke originates from a comic series by Nick Franco called Ruby Hard Mode, which can be found at Nuzlocke.com. Ruby Hard Mode features a Nuzleaf resembling lost character John Locke as a recurring gag character. For a more detailed look at the comment, I provided a link to the original comic in the description. The rules for this challenge are brutal. While there are variations of the rules, there are a few that are universally core to the challenge. 1. Any Pokemon that faints is considered dead. When a Pokemon faints, the player must either box it forever or release it into the wild. No exceptions. 2. When capturing new Pokemon, the player must only capture the first Pokemon encountered on each route and no others. If the first encountered Pokemon faints or flees, it is considered lost. No retries. If the first encounter is a double battle, the player is free to choose which of the two they capture, but they may only capture one. 3. The player must nickname all their Pokemon. This is intended to create stronger bonds with the Pokemon, which makes it far more painful when they die. 4. The player may only use Pokemon they have captured themselves. This means no trades and no mystery gifts. Some players allow Pokemon trades for the purpose of evolution, following an immediate retrade back. It is also implied that Pokemon that are gifted freely by NPCs may also be used. And finally, while this may be obvious, the player may not reset and reload the game when things go bad. This defeats the entire purpose of the challenge. There are also some optional rules to make the challenge even more intense, for all you masochists out there. Some of these include the banning of held items, a blackout whiteout meaning game over, limiting the use of Pokemon centers, and much more. For a more in-depth look at the additional rules, check Bulbapedia's article below. Now I'd like to talk about my experience with the Nuzlocke Challenge. So as mentioned previously in the video, I put myself through the hell which is a Nuzlocke Challenge. I played my Nuzlocke run on Pokemon Sword, and I streamed the whole thing on Twitch. All of the footage you are seeing here has come from the highlights of my Nuzlocke Challenge, so if you want to see more, I'll leave a link to that collection below. I basically use the universal rules that are shown above, but if you are familiar to Pokemon Sword and Shield, you would know that some rules would need to be adjusted to account for the wild area and max raid battles. This is because the wild area max raid battles function completely different to the rest of the game. When it came to Pokemon caught in the wild area, I decided that I could catch one Pokemon per section of the wild area. This meant I could catch any roaming Pokemon or Pokemon found in a max raid cave, so long it was my first encounter. However, it also meant that if I triggered a random encounter in the grass, or a Pokemon ran at me, I would have to either catch that Pokemon or miss out on my chance at capture in that area. I also put another restriction on myself, which in hindsight I don't think was a very good idea. This was that faints in max raid battles counted as a death as well. And as a valuable source of XP grinding, the temptation of taking risks in max raid battles was costly. And I had an audience to hold me accountable, so there was no cheating. One slight mistake or lapse in concentration is incredibly punishing in this run. My personal experience with the Nuzlocke was mixed. On the one hand, as a streamer, it was great. My audience could help name the Pokemon, we created memes together, and because of that nature, it was really fun and engaging. For example, at the start of the playthrough, I ran into an abundance of bird-type Pokemon, some that almost wiped my team. Because of that, a user in chat wrote, "So many angry birds," but it came out as a typo, instead spelling angry burbs. From that point on, we referred to the team as Angry Burbs, which we held on to for the rest of the playthrough. There were countless other examples, but there's too many to list. I'll just leave a link to my Pokemon Shield Nuzlocke in the link below if you're interested. While it was fun, the experience was extremely stressful, and so often I felt like I was cheated by some BS ability that the Pokemon had that I could have had no idea that it had unless I had looked it up earlier. Or when I was talking to chat and I lapsed concentration for just a second, and then boom, one of my Pokemon was gone, just dead forever. And when I look back, so many of the Pokemon that I had grinded up for hours just ended up dead. RIP Roger. Don't get me wrong, it was fun. I created so many memories. However, it was exhausting. By the end, I was spent. I had an absolute gutful. So this brings us to the question, is a Nuzlocke run worth it for you? For me personally, if I was to do something like this outside of the context of a stream, I would say no. The stress that comes from a Nuzlocke run is just too much for me to enjoy the game. For me, when I play Pokemon, I like to have a plan in mind. I envision what Pokemon I will use, whether or not I want to complete the Pokédex, etc. I don't like the idea of imposing rules on myself that may alter my enjoyment of the game. However, if you are planning to stream the content, create a video, heck, even compete with a friend, or create a level of difficulty you are craving from the Pokemon games, then the Nuzlocke challenge definitely offers a great opportunity for you. In my opinion, what makes Pokemon so amazing and compelling is the level of replayability it offers. No other game series I have played offers the same level of diversity on subsequent playthroughs. I can't count the amount of times I have started Generation 1 and 2 of Pokemon, and not one of those experiences have been the same. This is due to the amount of freedom that Pokemon offers to the player in terms of how they want to play the game. The Nuzlocke challenge is proof of this. While extremely difficult, unforgiving, and certainly not intended, there is nothing stopping you from playing this way, despite how masochistic it might seem. With that, take this video and make your own judgment. Do you want to enjoy Pokemon for what it is and leisurely play through it the way you see fit? Then avoid the Nuzlocke challenge. Do you seek an exceptionally difficult, punishing challenge from a game that is just far too easy for you? Then the Nuzlocke challenge might be what you are seeking. I hope you found this video insightful. This was my first YouTube video that I've ever created. I stream 3 days a week on Twitch, and you can find a link to my channel in the description below. I'm planning on making more videos, recommending and reviewing games based on my experiences, so stay tuned for that. And if you've enjoyed this video or you felt like you've learned something, then leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Once again, I'm King Rob Rule, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.